Hello, my name is Anne-Catherine Peters, or Anne, and I'm here to present our project, Digitalisation and Educational Transformation, Empowering Students and Teachers with Cognitive Disabilities. And I'm leading this project together with Jan Gulliksen, professor at the Division of Media Technology and Interaction Design at KTH Royal Institute of Technology in Stockholm. I am working at the Department of Learning at the same university. And with this project, we seek to integrate research on human-computer interaction and especially accessible design with research on engineering education and how engineering education can be a more inclusive, accessible space. This is our project team. You can see Jan Gulliksen to the left. He's professor in human-computer interaction and also the vice president for digitalization at KTH. He's working with Stefan Johansson, who is affiliated faculty at KTH, and also heading an organization, Begripsam, that is working with people with cognitive disabilities and giving them support. I am working together with Arnold Peers. We're both in technology or engineering education and working with questions around equality and equity and how engineering education can be accessible to various people. And we are also working with Katarina Jonsson Berglund, who is head of education administration, and working with supporting various students and especially students with cognitive disabilities. We are also recruiting a postdoc that is still not with us, but we're looking forward to inviting that person to our team. You might wonder, how common are cognitive disabilities among students and also teachers? And here you can see a diagram of how common different disabilities are. And you can see that neuropsychiatric disorders like ADHD and autism is about 1/3 of the students who are represented here. These are only the students, or represented here are only the students who get support at KTH for their disabilities, which is about 10% of the students, about 5,400 students. And you can also see that a large portion of the students has dyslexia. So quite a large proportion of the students has cognitive challenges or disabilities. And these are the students we try to help in our project. And of course, in these statistics, we also have students who are not registered and who do not get support, but who also might have challenges, cognitive disabilities. And through our project, we try to reach out and invite all students to work with us. So also those who are not registered yet. And especially we will work together with the teachers that we know very little about. We don't have statistics, for example, on how common cognitive disabilities are. So the goals of our project are understanding experiences and needs of students and teachers with cognitive disabilities. And we also do not only want to understand experiences and needs, but we also want to work together with them to design an inclusive and accessible education and utilizing digitalization as a means to achieve an inclusive education. And one goal is also to contribute to collective, or to promote collective learning about cognitive disabilities. We will not only engage with students who have cognitive disabilities, but also teachers and students who are not having these challenges, but who should learn about the experiences and needs of these people, peer students and peer teachers. So what do we know about the context of engineering education? We all start with the assumption that everyone has the right for education. Actually, that is a law, but it's also a guideline for us to work in this project. But we might wonder, if everyone has the right for education, is engineering education actually made for everyone? And if not, who is engineering made for? And we have quite a large body of research suggesting that engineering education is actually produced in ways that is excluding certain people. And researchers who have been doing this research have argued that engineering education needs to be understood as socially produced in ways that in and exclude. And these researchers have also argued to look at this with an intersectional approach, looking at different grounds for discrimination, like gender, class, ethnicity, and cognitive disabilities. And we have quite some research on gender and class, and also cognitive disabilities, but those are seldomly thought together. So in this project, we seek to draw on research on exclusion with different grounds of discrimination. And this is part of a larger research endeavor to transform education in a way that it builds on various backgrounds and experiences of teachers and students. Engineering education is found to be produced in ways that it focuses on the technical mathematics, on abstract context-less knowledge, and is also found to be disengaging. This is criticized, and thinking about sustainability, various forms of knowledge and various experiences are seen to be important to transform society. So this project then helps to contributes to a better understanding how we can develop engineering education in a way that it builds on various experiences and values various people's background and identities. So we will ask, what can we learn from students and teachers with cognitive disabilities? And we will focus on digitalization in higher education. Since Corona, higher education has become increasingly digitalized. Students have been learning from home for months, not being at campus, and so they have gotten used to various digital tools to learn. So that has benefited some students, but some students have also struggled. And now, as we're going back to more physical contact, we might ask, what digital tools might we continue using? Who benefits, who struggles, and how can we integrate physical means or physical learning environment and the digital learning situations? And we will focus on digital accessibility, which means that everybody, regardless of disabilities, should be able to use digital services and websites. KTH has an accessibility working group that works with these questions on how we can make our digital platforms and websites more accessible to everyone. And they are analyzing the current situation and present the results in an accessibility report that is that those at KTH can read. And here you can see this image is an image from the website where everyone can read about digital accessibility at KTH. And making digital tools and platforms accessible to everyone is designing is done good for everyone also. So we talk about design for all. We actually have quite some standards, regulations, and guidelines that we can build on in this project. And here is a very comprehensive framework, University Design for Learning, UDL, which we will build on in our project. It is, for example, about the why of learning. We should think about that to make education inclusive and accessible to various people. The how and the what of learning. And you can see this contains different components that we will work with in our project. So our plan is to do research-driven and participatory design with students and teachers with cognitive disabilities in order to not only understand, but actually develop solutions and a better learning environment and situations for students and teachers with cognitive disabilities. We will do focus group meetings and shadowing of participants, being with them, following them through their everyday life to see and better understand their needs and what helps them in their everyday life to succeed in their studies. Our envisioned outcomes and contributions, those are a better understanding of experiences and needs of these people with cognitive disabilities, concrete changes in learning situations, and suggestions for change that can be implemented after this project is finished. And also educational activities and learning material that we will have with all teachers taking our courses to learn about how to educate our students in a way that empowers various students in an optimal way. Thank you.